Hello everyone and welcome. One of the things that we are gonna go and explore in this lecture, it's gonna be how much money I was able to make with Etsy itself. Now I'm gonna show you two different shops that I actually created, and I will show you the stats and how much money I was able to make on it. There's a lot of people who are teaching you things how to do on the internet, but they never show you the proof itself that they actually done it. So not only I created the shop itself, I also sold things and I make money on Etsy. Now I don't put a lot of time into marketing. In fact, I put very little time into my Etsy business because I have so many other things that is going on right now. So Etsy for me is actually a hobby of mine. It is not my full-time job. It is something that I enjoy just doing, just for fun. The money is just a bonus. So let's take a look at the shop itself and see how much money I was able to make and what kind of things I was able to sell, including my stats themselves, which is from 2014 when I just started this Etsy shop to 2016. I was able to make $793 with selling only 25 items. This is not a lot of items that I was able to sell, but it does translate into a lot of money. The reason why I get a lot of cash for the things that I make and sell on Etsy is that I charge a lot more cash because I make handmade items. When you make something handmade, it takes you a lot longer to actually create it. And when it takes you a lot longer to create it, there is no point of going about and spending a lot of time in creating it and then getting paid nearly nothing for it. So if I had 100 orders and I was making about the same amount of money, it wouldn't be worth my time. I'd rather have very few orders and get a lot of cash for what I'm selling. Let's take a look at the performance itself. In 2014, I had about 18 listings. Out of all those listings, I had a few sales. The most amount of sales I had with the shop itself, I had 47 listings in 2015. And out of which I made almost all the money itself within the year 2015. 2016, this year alone, I made $155. That's actually a lot because I wasn't even focusing on the shop whatsoever. I was focusing on another shop that I created. This is why the revenue went from $637 in 1 year all the way to $155 the next year. So I will be showing you in a second my different shop and how much I was able to make in that shop itself. Now let's take a look at the map. Where are all my clients actually coming from? So this is the people who are just viewing my shop itself. I get mostly from Australia, France, United Kingdom, and the majority from United States. Next, where are people buying my stuff? The orders themselves are coming mostly from United States, one from Canada, one from France, Germany, and Australia. So my main market is in United States. So I should be only focusing on United States because that's where most of my money is actually coming from. Let's go back to the overview of the shop itself. I had 12,000 people viewing my shop. That's a lot of people, out of which 603 of them favorite items in my store. That's good. Once somebody favors an item in the store, that means they like it. And the next step they sometimes do is buy the things in my shop. So they favorite 544 items that were listing favorites, out of which 59 of them were shop favorites. And out of those, 25 of them became people who actually went and decided that not only those items were favorite of theirs, they want to go about and buy them. Let's take a look at the traffic sources. Most of it is organic, coming directly from Etsy itself and the Etsy app. And I'll show you in this class how you utilize and get a lot of organic search coming directly from Etsy. Now, there was other search that is coming outside of Etsy itself, and you can see right here. And since I do nearly no marketing whatsoever for my Etsy shop, everything is coming from the SEO that I created on Etsy itself. I don't market my shop whatsoever. There is a second shop that I have that I make even less marketing than this one. The only reason this one is even getting some kind of a marketing is that I'm showing to you right now. That's the only marketing it's actually getting. So here is all the amount of views that my shop is actually getting, and the most active ones, including which items are getting the most views out of the things that I'm actually selling. That's very helpful because then you know what items are getting the most views. Once you realize which items are getting the most views, you can go about and put more effort into promoting and marketing those items, or just lowering the price, or even changing the description a little bit. Those things will help your shop and help you make even more money on it. Let's take a look at my second shop on Etsy itself. This shop I started in the end of 2015, and with the shop itself I was able to make $717 on 25 orders. Now this is kind of impressive because when the shop actually opened, it was November 23, 2015, and then for a whole year I was able to make 25 sales, which translates to $717. Now if you add this with my second shop, and you will see that my performance for this year, when you combine both shops together, I was able to make nearly $1,000 selling things on Etsy alone without any marketing whatsoever. This shop itself gets zero marketing. I don't even show the shop to anyone. In fact, I just opened it, I posted it up there, and I get sales. Let's take a look at the map itself for a second. Now this is the people who are viewing my shop itself. Most of them are coming from United States. There is a huge amount of international people who are viewing it. Let's take a look at the orders themselves. Again, most of the orders are coming from United States, one from Canada, two from United Kingdom, one from Portugal, Russia, two from India. As you can see, there's a lot of different countries I'm selling it to, including Australia. Now, I do suggest for you to try to sell internationally as well. It might cost you a little bit more money to ship it internationally, but it could be worth it. You're getting more sales. With more sales, Etsy will bump up the stuff you're selling and you will get a lot more money at the end. Let's go back to the overview of the shop itself. It only had 2,746 views, 111 of which was favorite. And there was, out of the 102 listing favorites, 9 shop favorites were actually picked. And out of those, I got 25 orders. As you can see, I have a lot less traffic to this shop itself, but the traffic is more targeted. It seems like the people who are coming in, they like the shop itself and they buy the things that I sell in the store itself. Let's take a look at the traffic sources in this one. As you can see, Etsy itself and the Etsy app is getting the majority of traffic, and the rest is coming outside of Etsy itself. This is why it is so highly important for you to utilize SEO and to use it in order to get sales on Etsy itself. You don't need to do any marketing. You just need to make sure to follow everything that is taught in this course itself, and you'll be as successful as I am, and even better, because if you do marketing, your results will be exponentially higher than mine. See you in the next lecture and enjoy the rest of this course.